What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into the psychology of chess. Forget just moving pieces. We're talking about outsmarting, outmaneuvering, and outplaying your opponent. This isn't some wishy-washy self-help stuff. We'll cover reading your opponent, understanding their tells, and using that to your advantage. From body language cues to recognizing emotional patterns and exploiting weaknesses. So buckle up, grab your thinking caps, and get ready to level up your game. Let's do this. Let's kick things off by diving into the fascinating world of body language in chess. Body language can be a game changer, offering insights that go beyond the chessboard. You'd be surprised how much you can learn about your opponent just by observing them. First up, eye movement. Are their eyes laser-focused on the board, or do they dart around nervously? This can reveal their confidence or anxiety. Next, let's talk about how they handle the pieces. The way a player moves their pieces can be very telling. Are their moves aggressive and decisive, or do they hesitate and second-guess themselves? Each action has a story. Posture is another key indicator. A confident player sits upright while a defeated one may slump in their chair. And then there are the micro-expressions, those fleeting facial expressions that can betray true emotions. A flicker of annoyance, a subtle smirk, or a look of panic can be gold mines of information. Start paying attention to these subtle cues, and you'll be amazed at what they reveal about your opponent's state of mind. Remember, the most valuable information isn't even on the board. It's in the players themselves. Now that you're reading body language, let's move on to play style. Every player has a unique way of approaching the game. Some are aggressive, always looking for the attack. Others are positional, slowly building a strong position. Look at their moves, rapid development or careful maneuvering. Pay attention to their opening choices too. Identify their style and play against it. If they're aggressive, lure them into traps. If positional, mix things up. Adaptation is key to exploiting their weaknesses. Chess is psychological warfare. It's not just about the moves you make, but the mind games you play. Every piece you move, every second you take, can send a message to your opponent. Are you confident? Are you nervous? Are you setting a trap? The battlefield is as much in the mind as it is on the board. You don't need to be a grandmaster to play mind games. Even beginners can use psychological tactics to gain an edge. It's about creating uncertainty and making your opponent doubt their own strategy. Sometimes the mere act of looking confident can make your opponent second-guess their moves. Create threats, even if you don't have a killer move. The idea is to make your opponent think you have something up your sleeve. A well-placed pawn or a knight in an unexpected position can make them hesitate. It's all about planting seeds of doubt. Make them think twice, question their plans, and sweat a little. When they start to overthink, they are more likely to make mistakes. Keep the pressure on, and don't let them settle into a comfortable rhythm. Time pressure is another tactic. When the clock is ticking down, even the best players can falter. Use your time wisely, but also be aware of your opponent's clock. If they're running low on time, make moves that force them to think quickly. Turn up the heat if they're low on time. Quick, forcing moves can lead to blunders. When they're under time pressure, they're more likely to make hasty decisions. This is your chance to capitalize on their mistakes. Quick, forcing moves can lead to blunders. But remember, it's not just about speed. It's about making the right moves at the right time. A well-timed attack can throw your opponent off balance and give you the upper hand. And don't forget the element of surprise. Predictability is the enemy. Mix it up. Play unexpected moves. Keep them guessing. The more unpredictable you are, the harder it is for them to plan. Play unexpected moves. Keep them guessing. When your opponent can't predict your next move, they're more likely to make errors. This unpredictability can be your greatest weapon. The more unpredictable you are, the harder it is for them to plan. They'll second-guess themselves, make mistakes, and that's when you strike. Use their confusion to your advantage and seize control of the game. They'll second-guess themselves, make mistakes, and that's when you strike. Master psychological warfare to dominate the board. Remember, chess is as much about the mind as it is about the pieces. Use every tool at your disposal to outthink and outmaneuver your opponent. Master psychological warfare to dominate the board. With practice and patience, you can become a true chess ninja, striking fear into the hearts of your opponents and emerging victorious. Let's talk about emotions in chess. Emotions can be your worst enemy on the chessboard. When you let emotions take over, you stop thinking clearly. Stay calm. Chess is a game of patience. Take deep breaths, focus on your breathing, and approach each move rationally. Every mistake is an opportunity to learn and improve. Read your opponent's emotional state too. If they're frustrated, keep the pressure on. If cocky, punish their overconfidence. Chess is a mental game. Master your emotions and exploit your opponent's weaknesses. The player who can do this will always have the upper hand. The art of the sacrifice. Reading your opponent's fear and greed. Sacrificing isn't just about style points, it's a powerful psychological weapon. Sacrifices introduce risk and uncertainty, messing with your opponent's head. Their reaction to a sacrifice reveals their mindset, greedy or overconfident, hesitant and aware of dangers. Sometimes just the threat of a sacrifice can throw them off. Get creative with your sacrifices to mess with their head. The opening mind games, setting the tone for psychological domination. The opening is your chance to set the tone for the game. It's like a first impression, but for chess. Every opening has its own personality and psychological implications. Choose an opening that suits your style and plays against your opponent's weaknesses. If they hate the Sicilian, hit them with the dragon. If they're uncomfortable in closed positions, try a French defense. Mix it up. Expand your repertoire and keep them guessing. The opening is just the beginning of the psychological battle. Use it wisely to dominate the middle game and end game. Let's talk about bluffing in chess. Create the illusion of danger, plant seeds of doubt, and make your opponent question their moves. Ambiguity is key. Create positions where threats aren't obvious. Develop pieces to squares with multiple functions. Make it seem like you're about to unleash a devastating attack. Commit to your bluff fully. Exude confidence. Bluffing is risky, but when it works, it's incredibly satisfying. The best bluffs are the ones your opponent never sees coming. Momentum is a powerful force in chess. It's built step by step, move by move. Start with small wins. Each small victory chips away at your opponent's confidence. As you accumulate wins, you'll notice a shift in the game. Your opponent might make mistakes, their moves might become hesitant. Turn up the heat. Press your advantage and create more threats. Maintain your composure. Avoid careless blunders. Momentum is fragile. Cherish it, nurture it, and use it to crush your opponent's spirit. The more pressure you apply, the more likely they are to crack. Momentum can shift in an instant, so stay focused. Chess is a mentally grueling game. It demands intense concentration and strategic thinking. Mental endurance is key. If your mind wanders, you risk blunders. Eliminate distractions. Find a quiet place to fully immerse yourself in the game. Take breaks when needed. A fresh mind is a sharp mind. Engage actively with the position. Visualize the board and calculate variations. Train mental endurance. Play longer games. Solve puzzles. Analyze master games. The more you push your mental limits, the stronger your endurance. Chess is mental warfare. Maintain focus and outlast your opponent. The player with better focus and endurance will have the upper hand. The endgame is where psychological warfare can be most effective. Both players are tired and their decision-making might not be as sharp. Look for signs of weakness, uncharacteristic blunders, hesitant moves. Exploit weaknesses ruthlessly. Keep creating threats. Play on their fears. Steer the game into scenarios they dread. Believe in yourself. Never give up, even if the position looks hopeless. Chess is a game of infinite possibilities. As long as you have pieces on the board, you have a chance to win. Exploit your opponent's weaknesses and claim your victory. So there you have it, guys, a crash course in the psychology of chess. Chess isn't just about moving pieces on a board, it's a battle of wits, a test of mental fortitude, and a game of deep strategy. We've covered everything from reading your opponent's body language, which can give you subtle hints about their next move, to understanding the importance of maintaining a poker face yourself. We've also delved into exploiting their weaknesses in the endgame, where every move counts and the pressure is at its peak. Understanding the psychological aspects of chess is just one piece of the puzzle. It's about getting into your opponent's head and making them doubt their own strategies. You still need to know your openings, understand positional concepts, and calculate variations accurately. These are the building blocks of a solid chess foundation. Combine solid chess knowledge with the ability to read your opponent. This dual approach will make you a formidable player. You'll start to see the game in a different light, anticipating your opponent's moves and planning several steps ahead. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Your support helps us bring you more insightful content.